Hi, it's Zobo975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. And today I'm bringing you me doing a variety of activities. A lot of them I don't like doing, like map collecting on the planet's surface. In a way I'm glad we didn't get Odyssey, because driving around on planet surfaces is bad enough for me, let alone walking around on planet surfaces. Thargoid hunting, this is something that people constantly say I should do more of, but I have no interest in space daisies and fighting NPCs. I am only playing this game at this point for the player interaction, or the interaction I have with other players in open, the whole fun of an MMO, with the in-game wars, the disputes between player groups, the fun silly stuff, the shenanigans, new forms of crime that I can think up. Literally, someone tells me something in this game and I'm trying to convert it into crime immediately. That is like my entire thought process these days as a member of the Dark Marauders. If someone tells me news, I immediately think, can we exploit this and make this into a crime? Recently someone told me about a group that runs a mining operation that has a carrier full of platinum. I'm like, there's got to be some way. Can we get an inside man? And then when they fill that carrier up, they're going to be offloading it. We could get a notification, send a load of Type 9s into private groups, sit on that carrier, just rinse it and empty it into our Type 9s when they come to sell it. You know, that's the way my brain works now in this game. I'm trying to think up new ways to commit crime in Elite Dangerous. Now, I recently passed the milestone of a year in game time on this game, which is an incredible milestone, and yet when I look on my friends list, I seem to be the casual lightweight who barely plays. Some of my friends have ludicrous amounts of time played in this game, but I still think I've got a ludicrous amount of time played in this game, an absolute massive amount of time in this game. Now, I would not still be playing this game if I was doing it in solo or private group. I just no. Robbing NPCs doesn't do it for me. Interacting with NPCs doesn't do it for me. Even the Thargoids, even fighting space daisies, the hardest NPCs in the game, don't provide any excitement to me. Fighting actual players, that's fun, that's entertaining. You know, actually interacting and joking with other players, coming up with ideas, plans, schemes, you know, plotting, that side of the game, that MMO element, that interaction element is what keeps me coming back for more. As much as I love this game, I don't think I'd be playing it if I wasn't playing it with lots and lots of people and having lots and lots of ridiculous like shenanigans in an MMO. Scooby always says the best decision he ever made was joining the Dark Marauders, and I kind of agree with him, because if it wasn't for the Dark Marauders I would have stopped playing. But now, you know, I just carry on having fun, trying to do silly shenanigans in this game. You know, trying to rob players is pretty difficult and really fun, and interacting with other players is hilarious. You don't know what reaction you're going to get. You don't know what people are going to say. You don't know how people are going to take it. Some people just roll with the piracy and have a lot of fun with it. Other people get salty and angry with it. And I enjoy the salt, but honestly, I enjoy the fun interactions more than I enjoy the salt. It's much nicer, it's much more gratifying when you get a rewarding reaction. It's like with the combat logging. As much as I do videos reporting combat logging, if I have a positive experience with a combat logger, it's much better. Me and Karl had a great one where we convinced the guy to come back, take a rebuy, and I took him to my carrier, loaded him up with a couple of 100 million credits, and sent him on his way with lesson learned. Don't fly without rebuy, and you know, don't log. And I've run into him 5 or 6 times since then, and he hasn't logged. He's always really polite. And originally, like, the messages going back and forth were very fractious, and he was very salty about being attacked before he combat logged. But when we persuaded him and talked to him and like cajoled him and said, you know, this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, this is what you should be doing, this is how you escape and evade, you know, this is part of the game in open, this is what open environment is about, and you don't want to be ostracized because of your bad behavior. If you combat log, you know, I know some guys, I know one of the best PvPers in this game, absolutely amazing PvPers, batters me in 1v1s, never get close to beating him, absolutely destroys me in 1v1s, like, you know, and he doesn't get the respect he deserves because he's an ex-combat logger. And you know, a lot of people are like, a logger is always a logger, and so he gets heaps of abuse for being a combat logger, and really wishes he hadn't have done that, because if he hadn't have done that, he'd be widely regarded and widely respected as one of the great players of the game. And instead he just doesn't get that kind of credit. You know, combat logging makes you a social pariah in this game, and it's a really difficult thing to come back from. Even many years on, people are getting stick for it. Now, this has been a long rambling video from me. Let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy this game solo and you've just continued playing, or if you're like me and you would only be playing this for the interaction. I'd love to know your opinions. Now, for those of you who stuck around for a long time in this video listening to me rant about crazy stuff, I thought I'd bring you a nice slowed down example of something. So the point defense, or the pointless defense, will go for the, you know, first target, not the most threat. So I here fire my collector limpets, and then I fire my hatch breaker, and you can clearly see the pointless defense trying to shoot the collector limpets on the other side of my ship and ignoring my hatch breaker. This is a very simple technique to get around pointless defense. In this case, 2 pointless defenses on a tight night. Here we go. For those of you who stuck around and put up with me ranting in this whole video, you get a nice little piracy tip. But let me know in the comments down below if you're still enjoying playing this game, if you're one of the guys that have played in solo and continue to enjoy this game in solo. Let me know. I think it's a really interesting topic, because I don't think I'd be playing if it wasn't for the social interaction of this game, about all the friends that I've got to play this game, just throughout the whole like fun social aspect and social side of the game is what keeps me coming back for more. As much as I love the game, the gameplay mechanics, the in-game loops and gameplay, I don't think I would be playing without that MMO element. But let me know if you think the same in the comments down below. Let me know if you disagree in the comments down below. But one thing's for sure, always remember this. You know, this is definitely my motto.